Today I'm going to be diving into the extraordinary life of legendary Mossad spy Eli Cohen, the spy who changed Israel forever. His courage, brilliance, and sacrifice not only saved countless lives, but also reshaped the future of the Middle East. Decades after his execution in Damascus, Israel is still fighting to bring him home. But why now? What makes this story so urgent? And how do recent military operations in Syria directly connect to this decades-long mission? Stick with me. I'm about to break it all down. Eli Cohen wasn't just a spy. He was Israel's lifeline in one of the most dangerous regions in the world. Born in Alexandria, Egypt in 1924, he grew up in a time when anti-Semitism and political turmoil threatened Jewish communities, particularly across the Middle East. And after the Suez Crisis forced his family to flee, Cohen immigrated to Israel in 1957, determined to protect the Jewish homeland. In 1960, Mossad came calling. They were looking for someone with the intelligence, charisma, and courage to undertake a mission few could even imagine at the time, one that would bring him into the heart of Israel's most dangerous enemy, Syria. Eli was trained extensively by Mossad. He mastered a new identity, Kamel Amen Tabet, a wealthy Syrian businessman returning from exile. He spent months in Buenos Aires building this persona, backstory, and gaining the trust of Syrian diplomats and expats. And by the time he arrived in Damascus in 1962, he was ready to infiltrate the highest levels of Syrian society. And what made Cohen so effective wasn't just his charm, but his ability to turn ordinary moments into extraordinary intelligence. He hosted lavish parties, becoming a trusted confidant of the top military officials in Syria. They let their guard down, sharing secrets over drinks and cigars. And nobody extracted that intelligence better than Eli. And through his connections, Cohen toured Syrian military installations, including the Golan Heights. And during one tour, he made what seemed like an innocent suggestion: plant eucalyptus trees to provide shade for soldiers. Those trees later became the markers for Israel, helping the IDF to identify key Syrian positions during the Six-Day War in 1967. But Cohen didn't stop there. He uncovered arms deals with the Soviet Union, troop movements, and Syria's military strategies. And at one point, he was even considered for the role of Deputy Defense Minister of the Syrian Army. Imagine that. A Mossad agent nearly becoming one of Syria's top officials. Cohen's intelligence wasn't just valuable, it was life-saving. His reports gave Israel the edge it needed to prepare for future conflicts and secure the only Jewish state's survival. But I just want to say this. Even the best spies face risks. And in 1967, Cohen's luck ran out. Syrian counterintelligence, with help from Soviet advisors, detected unusual radio transmissions coming from Damascus. They tracked the source to Cohen's apartment, catching him in the act of transmitting critical intelligence back to Mossad HQ. He was arrested, tortured, and put on trial in a spectacle designed to humiliate Israel. And despite weeks of brutal interrogation, Cohen refused to betray his contacts or methods. And on May 18th, 1965, he was publicly executed in Malja Square, Damascus. His body hung for hours as a message to Israel and to the world. Syria would show no mercy to spies. Hey, are you guys a fan of my work both on the news and with my new show, The Aaron Cohen Show? Do me a favor. Help support the show by becoming a Season 1 sponsor. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourselves a mini sponsorship package. They start at $25. We're completely independently produced, and this helps keep the lights on in the studio and helps me continue to combat that garbage anti-Israel misinformation while continuing to bring you guys no-nonsense, cutting-edge analysis on the Mideast, counterterrorism, and Israeli special operations, as well as international and U.S. national security issues. Hit the link down in the description. Join my Season 1 sponsorship team and help support the Aaron Cohen Show. Appreciate you guys. Israel lost one of its greatest heroes that day, but Cohen's intelligence work continued to save lives, and his insights into the Syrian defenses were pivotal in Israel's victory during the Six-Day War. And today, Eli Cohen's story is a symbol of sacrifice, resilience, and the enduring spirit of the Israeli people, of Israel, and its security capabilities. And yet his story remains incomplete. His family spent decades calling for the return of his remains. And his widow, Nadia Cohen, once said, "I don't need revenge. I just want to bring Eli home." And I can tell you, Israel has never stopped trying to fulfill that promise. Now, decades later, Israel is intensifying its efforts to locate Eli Cohen's remains. And with Syria in chaos right now, and HTS just taking over the country, there's a rare opportunity to gather new intelligence. And here's how Mossad likely approaches something like this. First, they're going to rely on human intelligence, or HUMINT, sources inside Syria who might know where Cohen was buried. Second, they're going to use satellite imagery and advanced reconnaissance to narrow down possible locations. They may even look for anomalies in soil patterns or ground disturbances. And third, Mossad will use their cyber intelligence capabilities to access archived records and communications that may contain hints about Cohen's burial location. Finally, and maybe one of the most important ways here, Israel will work with intermediaries, neutral parties like international organizations or defectors, especially with all this chaos unfolding right now, who can operate in places where Mossad can't. But I want to be clear. This isn't an easy mission. Syria is a hotbed for proxies still, and Russian oversight. They're not gone yet. And every move Mossad makes, there's still a ton of risk. So this mission isn't just about closure for the Cohen family. This one's about holding up Israel's commitment to its heroes. And it's going to be a lot of work. But Israel's commitment with its operatives and its soldiers is to never leave anyone behind. Trust me, I know this from experience and from my own training. Now let's connect this to Israel's recent military operations. Over the past year, Israel's conducted precision strikes targeting Iran and decimating Hezbollah assets across Syria. And these strikes disrupt weapon shipments. They've destabilized a ton of those hostile actors in the region, and that's created operational breathing room for the development of more covert operations, just like this one. And so when Israel conducts a strike, or conducts strikes as aggressively as they've been doing over the last year, it doesn't just destroy weapons. It creates confusion and destabilizes command structures, and they're still doing it as we speak. And this chaos allows Mossad and other operatives from the intelligence community in Israel to move more freely, gathering intelligence and acting with a lot less scrutiny. And so these missions serve two purposes. First, they protect Israel's borders. Second, they honor the legacy of heroes like Cohen by ensuring that sacrifices of the past aren't in vain. Now, I just want to say this. Eli Cohen's story transcends espionage. There's been a ton of movies about him, books written, and he really was the forefathers of shaping the Mossad and their capabilities and what they've been able to accomplish today. And so for Israel, bringing Cohen home is more than just national pride. It's a reaffirmation of Israeli values when it comes to protecting the homeland and honoring those heroes and their death, ensuring that those legacies endure. And for the world, Cohen's story is a reminder of the cost Israel pays to have a homeland. We say in Hebrew, "Anachnu mishalmim bayoker sheyeh lanu medina," the price that we pay. And Eli Cohen's mission, it wasn't just for Israel. It really is for anyone that believes in freedom and justice that's worth fighting for. And so as Israel continues its mission to find Eli Cohen and to bring him home, it's a reminder. It's a reminder of the promises that are made to the families. And I'm going to keep my eye on this one. And as the story develops, if Israel does get closer to finding his body, I'm going to keep you guys posted. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this one. It's heavy, but it's an incredible story. Do me a favor, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the episode, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of these types of stories. And let's make sure that Eli Cohen's story reaches as many people as possible. And until next time, stay safe, stay informed, stay vigilant, stay strong. And I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching the Aaron Cohen Show, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.